Players tend to have everything organised going into a World Cup. They've got their passport ready, they know their training days, their family all set and secure. Everything is perfectly lined up, except for your Diego Maradona going to the '86 World Cup. What did Diego have to deal with? Let's see. Baby mama drama, lie detectors, teammates getting sick, curses. How do I know? I watch every single game he played in that World Cup. So allow me to explain. Let's take it back. So in 1986, a few things had happened. Mike Tyson had become the youngest heavyweight champion of the world. Super Mario Brothers game had come out and Top Gun had released. And Mexico had an earthquake, literally months before the World Cup. Mexico weren't even meant to be hosting the World Cup, it was meant to be Colombia, but they had to cancel a few years before. Speaking of Colombia, Diego Maradona's cocaína had gotten worse. You see, since we last saw him in 1982, he had broken his ankle by the Butcher of Bilbao, he had hepatitis, he had started a massive brawl, he had to apologise to the King of Spain, and he left to go to Napoli. He had just finished his second season in Napoli, the first where they finished 8th and then finished 3rd. This is all before them almost getting relegated before he joined them. A massive turnaround, and he was captain and he seemed a lot more settled. Until he met his sister's friend Cristiana Sanagra. You see, he was in a long-term relationship with Claudia, but then he started seeing Sanagra, and he got her pregnant. And the son's name, Diego Armando Jr., and he completely denied the existence of the child. So what did she do?
Nome molto famoso a Napoli, perché questo nome?
Sì, perché è nato tra una relazione tra me e Diego, calciatore del Napoli.
And she even took a lie detector test soon. The test confirmed Diego was the father. He didn't acknowledge the child until almost 2 decades later, so mentally he was all over the place. But Diego's had a long season. For example, during the World Cup qualifiers, he had to play 5 games over 14 days, traveling back and forth between Italy and South America. The World Cup was at altitude, and his trainer, Signorini, made sure he trained him twice a day to make sure he was ready, and he definitely looked the part of the World Cup. He looked lean, mean, and ready to go. That wasn't the same with the rest of his team. You see, he had fallen out with Passarella. Why? Because Pastorella was the captain when Argentina won the '78 World Cup. Since Bilardo had took over a few years before, he took the armband and gave it to Maradona. This led to a massive split in the dressing room. Some backed Pastorella while some backed Maradona. In fact, this came to a head when they were having an argument in front of everyone. Pastorella told Diego off for being late and accused him of not taking the World Cup seriously, as well as mentioning his drug problem. Diego came out and said yes, he did have a drug problem, but he hadn't been using the last few months. Then he criticized Pastorella, saying Pastorella was the one that was using the team phone, racking up a massive bill and having the young players pay for the bill. He also accused Pastorella of having an affair with a teammate's wife. What happened? Pastorella ended up getting sick through food poisoning and didn't play a single game that tournament. Some people believe Diego was one that poisoned him. His replacement, Tata Brown, someone who hadn't been having a great time at that point. He wants to buy a Rolex in fact, but he couldn't afford it. What did Diego do? He bought the Rolex and told him, Tata, this is a gift for you. But it wasn't just roses for Diego's boys though. Curses! Yes, curses. Literally before the tournament, they all went up to a pilgrimage and they promised that if they won, they would come back and visit. They never did. No wonder Messi had to wait so long to win. Also, Argentina's preparations weren't great. They literally lost 2-0 to France just before the World Cup started.
Non, Fernandez qui tire.
Oh, Remarquable.
Oh, ah, bonne talonnade. Oui.
France weren't even in the World Cup. So now let's get into the football. The first game of the group stage, Argentina beat South Korea 3-1, with Diego getting 2 assists.
Argentina in possession, a big chance now for a shot.
Correction, he actually got 3 assists in this game, not 2. Here's the cross in and Maradona finishes. He was getting kicked all over the place. Literally within the first minute he's kicked. And the whole game he gets kicked. He's the heartbeat of the team, everything goes through him. In fact, he's even got new Puma King boots as well compared to the Puma Toreros that everyone else is wearing. He's not got that lacing system that he had at the previous World Cup. Barachaga and Maradona both scored, and they both to be really important players in that tournament. Maradona at the time actually was a Real Madrid player. They also wore weird numbers. Maradona wearing number 11 and Barachaga wearing number 7. That's because at the time, the Argentinian squad, their number was all chronological. That's the same thing in '82. That's why Ardelas wore number 1, and this World Cup Pompidou wore number 18. Maradona was the exception. He got to keep his number 10. Next game, Argentina 1-1 against Italy. Maradona scored after Bruno Conti getting a penalty for Italy.
Conti a threat on the edge of the area. Stiff as their claims of feeling. For belly.
Conti was dribbling past everyone. Literally a one-man machine. Maradona had been pressed, but he managed to wriggle away from it, and it wasn't the same chaotic match that we saw in the '82 World Cup. It was still a cagey game, but he scored a great goal. There was also a player called De Napoli, who actually ended up signing for Napoli. Also, there's a random corner flag by the centre circle, by the halfway line. Why? So players know where the halfway line is, end up getting taken away, because that's ridiculous. The next game, Argentina beat Bulgaria 2-0, with Diego getting another assist, a great assist. So now we'll go into the last 16, the knockout stages. Argentina beat Uruguay 1-0, and Diego was brilliant.
4, gol de Antonio Balsamente. Atención a Diego Armando Maradona, que se ha llevado el balón ya dentro del área. Atención a Maradona, el centro, y vaya ocasión de hacer falta la selección uruguaya. Se marchó bien ahora Maradona de Ramos. Ahí está Maradona en ese lanzamiento a puerta que sí es.
Este segundo tiempo, por lo menos en sus primeros minutos, es que qué buena escapada de Maradona, peligro para Uruguay.
Vamos a ver a Maradona dentro del área, ha superado también a Barrios. ¿Qué balón le ha cedido ahí?
Enzo Francescoli was playing for Uruguay at the time. He was actually Zidane's idol. Zidane named his first son after him, Enzo. He didn't really do much in the game, but he did take out Pompidou with his number 18 number. Also, the game was boiling hot during this time. In fact, the players are literally drinking water out of bags like fish. Shout out Nemo. Now we get to the most infamous game in World Cup history. Argentina beating England 2-1. Maradona scoring both goals. Obviously, there was the backdrop of the Falklands War. Argentinians were massacred. First half were pretty tight, but Maradona just lit it up. We all know what happened next.
A few moments later.
El país muy apretado, gritando por Argentina. Gracias Dios por el fútbol, por Maradona, por esas lágrimas.
Those goals, there was only 4 minutes between them. I remember my granddad, may he rest in peace, on my mom's side always used to tell me that the narrative at the time was, how the hell did Maradona even get the ball for that first goal, because he was so short. The pitch was awful, you could literally see the ball bobbling everywhere, and he was boiling hot. John Barnes was boiling out when he came off the bench, setting up Gary Lineker.
Barnes, getting towards the byline, he's done well, it's Lineker!
Why is there an alien spaceship shadow? Also, look at the Argentinian kit, look at the glitter. Fun fact, the Argentinian players literally had to get the t-shirts made just before the game, getting the shirts from a local shop and stitching the numbers, because the kits that they brought weren't going to be ready for the game. They were too heavy for the Mexican heat. Now we got the semi-final. Argentina beating Belgium 2-0 with Maradona scoring 2 goals. Again, he was just a man with a mission. No one could stop him. Check out the 2 goals he scored.
Avvica di Maradona. Gol. Maradona. Camino.
As the tournament's gone on, he's continued to get better and better. He's been getting kicked throughout and he's barely reacted. He's also a fan holding a Bible verse, 3:16. Apparently he used to go around the world doing sporting events, always preaching about Christianity. Then we got the final. Argentina beating West Germany 3-2. Argentina were cruising, they won on a 2-0 lead. And do you remember Tato Brown, the guy with the Rolex? He scored the first goal. He literally got injured in that game.
Me choca, ¿me entendés? Me pega acá en la articulación con un dolor insoportable. Hice así, me mordí la camiseta, puse el dedo acá adentro y seguí jugando así.
Maradona being marshalled by Mateus the whole game. Argentina quickly spent it to a 2-goal lead. There was also a lot of Moroccan fans in the stands. Morocco had gone through a run in that tournament, and some fans had even booked tickets to the final. Also, there's a German player called Hans Briegel. He was a real athlete, bombing down the wing. Apparently his background was in decathlon, and you could definitely see that athleticism. You didn't really see Diego complain in this tournament, but I remember a point where he got angry at the ref. Referee let Germany retake a free kick after wasting the first one. He got angry and he got booked. So Argentina were 2-0 up. And then Rummenigge broke his goal drought in that tournament, scoring to make it 2-1 off a corner, before Voller had made it 2-2, again from a corner. Maradona said this, he was exhausted, it was so hot, but he realised the Germans were tired too. Literally a few minutes later, he played this.
It would have made all the difference. He's onside! For a German is through for Argentina, can he do it?
And Argentina were champions. Honestly, I'd never seen anything like Maradona at this tournament. Unbelievable. Never seen a World Cup performance like this. Messi had a great 28-22 World Cup. Zidane in 06, but this was something different. I definitely recommend people watch those games. And if you want to know more about Maradona at the World Cup, I'll be making videos on his 99 World Cup and the 1994 World Cup. Alright, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and salut!